Hey there, thanks for listening and welcome to the Marketing Matchmaker podcast. If you're looking to grow your business, increase your revenue, and scale your impact, all while staying true to who you are and the people you serve, this is the show for you. I'm Jennifer Tamborski, digital marketing strategist, fractional CMO, and founder of Virtual Marketing Experts. My team and I work with 6- and 7-figure coaches, consultants, and online entrepreneurs who are tired of playing the guru game of one-size-fits-all marketing. They're ready to create a business and marketing strategy that actually builds relationships with their ideal clients, creates massive shifts in their business, and rapidly increases their revenue. As your marketing matchmaker, I'm going to help you find the perfect marketing match for you. This show will teach you how to reach your ideal client, connect with your audience, build that perfect relationship, and generate more revenue. All through a process I like to call dating your ideal client. Now let's go have some fun. Hey there, everyone. Welcome back to the Marketing Matchmaker. So for the last several weeks, we have been diving into the virtual marketing experts marketing process, what I like to call dating your ideal clients. In the last 3 episodes, we covered your introduction phase, which is all about your strategy, building an effective customer journey, and knowing your ideal clients. Then we moved on to the flirting phase, which is all about warming up your audience with valuable content and creating visibility in your business. And last week's episode was on the dating phase. This is all about lead generation and creating lasting relationships with your audience. So if you haven't had a chance to listen yet, I encourage you to head over to those episodes and really dive into each one of those steps. So all of those previous steps lead to this one. This is the step that, most people want to start with, the commitment phase. So this is all about bringing in money to your business. Hopefully by now you've got your customer journey down pat. Your funnel is rocking it and bringing in those leads, and you're building lasting relationships with your audience. Now it's time to start selling to them. And this is really what we're all looking for, right? As business owners, yes, we want to make a difference in people's lives, and we absolutely want to make an impact. And reality is, owning a business is about bringing in income and exchanging that energy for money. So this should be everyone's favorite phase. And it really is so much easier to make this phase effective, to make your sales simple and easy when you put the work into the introduction phase, the flirting phase, and the dating phase first. One thing that I see a lot with coaches is that they start with this phase. And let me tell you, that is a huge mistake. If you're a coach and you're selling a high ticket item, you need those first 3 steps before you get to this point. Let me jump back a bit into the idea of dating. Let's think about this in those terms. So let me give you a scenario. You walk into a bar, you see the most beautiful man or woman. I mean, they are your ideal person. You've always dreamed about them. Heck, they could be a movie star. They could have those looks, whatever it is in your head that drives you to want to date somebody. They tick every box you have. I want you to take a second and visualize that scenario. You walk into this room, you see them sitting there. So what do you do next? Well, I can tell you what you most likely are not going to do. And that's going over to them and asking them to marry you. For one, let's be honest, that's a bit creepy. And for another, it's rarely going to work. When you think about your marketing and your sales in that terminology, It makes the commitment phase even clearer. So when you're talking about selling through your marketing, you're basically when you try to sell to a cold audience, especially if you have a high ticket item, and if you're a coach or a consultant and don't have a high ticket item, we need to have a talk. You are basically walking up to a complete stranger and asking them to give you money. And as a coach or a consultant, more importantly, you're asking them to give you their trust in some area of their life or business. So, does that help you to see really why steps 1 through 3 are so important? We want to establish you as the expert so that when you ask for the sale, it makes that process seamless and simple. Now, if you're an e-commerce professional, those rules, while the other 3 steps are incredibly important, especially the introduction phase and the flirting phase, stage 3, where you're bringing in leads, are less important because you're selling a specific product. So if you're selling a specific product, you're going to spend more time in the commitment phase, in where you're actually asking people for money, than you will necessarily the dating phase. You're going to want to spend more money in this phase and more time in this phase. If you're selling a service or a service product like a course, the dating phase is incredibly important. So now let's talk about leveraging that dating phase. Hopefully, at this point, you've spent a significant amount of time in designing what your funnel looks like. And you've invested in some money in generating those leads into your business. More importantly, you've begun to build a relationship with these leads. The commitment phase allows you to begin leveraging those relationships. You get to go back to those leads and begin to sell them. So if you're using paid traffic, which let's be honest, I'm going to suggest you use, it's part of my business model. You also get to begin retargeting those leads through paid ads. And that then, when you are retargeting leads, it makes the cost per conversion a lot less rather than trying to target absolutely cold traffic. So if you're looking at your customer journey and you have it mapped out, you get to look at that journey, which hopefully you mapped out in the introduction phase. You can see where your customers should be retargeted. So let me give you an example of a webinar funnel. I do these a lot for my clients. When someone signs up for a webinar, they are investing time into whatever it is that you're selling them or whatever it is you're teaching them. They're investing time into that process. So typically what's going to happen is they're going to do one of 2 things. They're going to sign up for your webinar and they're either going to show up and watch, which allows you to sell them, to pitch them, whatever it is your product, service, or solution is, or they're not going to show up and watch. And then you get to retarget them with your replays, which then allows you again to get them to watch so that you can pitch them. The other thing that you can do in this area with the webinar is, let's say they did watch and they watched through to the whole thing, you pitched them, they clicked on the link that you were selling and they landed on your sales page. And then whatever happened in their life, right, they didn't purchase. You can also send retargeting ads to them based on that model as well. So you get to target your ideal audience based on what actions they take within your funnel. Here's another piece that I see often people missing when it comes to retargeting their audience. If you set up your email sequences well, and you've set up, let's use ActiveCampaign. That's the process that I use a lot. The CRM I use a lot with my clients. In there, you can actually target people based on their interaction within your emails. So if you sent someone an email, right, because they've gone to your website, they didn't do something that you wanted them to do, so you can retarget them with an email that also gives them a reason to go back and purchase. Additionally, when you're sending them the replay emails, because I hope you've set that up, that somebody who signed up for your webinar should also get a replay email, and they didn't watch the replay and they didn't watch the actual original webinar, you can target them in a different way as well. So you have the ability to really set up this funnel and set up the targeting so that you're constantly engaging and motivating your audience to take that step into commitment, to move forward into the next step of your customer journey. And it allows you to really invest your time in the people that are taking those next steps. Because let's be honest, when you bring a lead into your email sequence, into your funnel, you've invested money into those leads. So leveraging them effectively will really help to shorten your sales cycle and to also create a return on the investment that you've already created in them. I would suggest in this phase to really focus on how you can move your ideal clients from that lead generation, from that free thing. What is it that they need to hear? What is it they need to know from you in order to take that next step? If you spent a good amount of time in the first phase, you know what it is they need to hear. So it's a matter of setting it up so that when they get to the commitment phase, you can say to them exactly what it is. Whether that's pushing urgency because you are opening your cart or closing your cart, which I have a lot of clients that do, or it's providing them with nurture sequences and testimonials and case studies that really help them to understand how your product or service or solution can help them create the life they've always dreamed of. You get the opportunity to really effectively use all of the leads you've created in step 3. Now, if you are an e-commerce solution provider or you have a low ticket offer like a micro offer, something that's $27, $37, something around those lines, you absolutely can start in this phase, right? If you have a micro offer, which I often have some of my clients do, that then allows you to directly sell to clients and use that as the top of your funnel so that you start dating at that point. It also brings in some income. If you are an e-commerce store and you are selling a specific product, you can also use paid ads to effectively reroute traffic to the pages that they didn't purchase from. And that, my friends, is why the commitment phase is well, honestly, it's one of the most important phases because it's bringing in income into your business, which then allows you to scale and to grow. However, it also is essential to be used with the first 3 phases. So our next phase is what I like to call keeping the romance alive. And we will dive into that in the next episode on how to not only grow and scale your business, but also to continue to bring in and nurture the people that are already in your list. Thank you for listening to the Marketing Matchmaker podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, I would love to hear your feedback. Please head over to iTunes and leave a review so we can hear from you. And if you are a coach, consultant, or online course creator who are looking to grow your business, increase your income, and scale your impact, connect with me at yourmarketingmatchmaker.com. I look forward to hearing from you.